tell us something about all the casual conversations on
Yeah,
Instagram that just turn into you getting hit on, and
yeah.
like how annoying must that be?
Yeah, that happens very
Like,
often.
hi, can we be friends? I promise, I just want to be friends, and then 3 messages later, Tinder पे username क्या है? Like,
Yeah. So it happens. It happens very often. So even on Instagram or whatever, okay, people keep DMing me and then goes like, "Hi, I just want to like work with you. I want like I just tell me what your pay is and what you." And then I'm just like, dude, just email me. My email is on my profile.
yeah.
You can brief me what you want, and I'll do it. And he's like, "Oh, but can you give me your number?" And then I'm just like, "No, just please email me." And then he's like, "No, but I want your number. It'll be more clear." I'm like, anything can be said in an email. If it's work, you can say it in an email. You can do
Yeah,
it.
That
But
must be so
yeah,
that
frustrating. Like
like
just
I genuinely sighed really loudly the moment you
yeah,
said that.
it's just like I can figuratively imagine you like standing with a tennis racket and just fending off all these weird shitty people that are coming. Like you have to be your own spam filter, and how annoying must that
how
Yeah.
how how I wish I can actually do that in real life.
be? Yeah,
Oh
right.
yeah, right.
Like I'm sure occasionally somebody turns up and you all hit it off. Okay, that's another point, right? And I'm not ashamed to admit it, but like 5 years ago, I was somebody who had a very different perspective, and I was like, ye kya hai? Like women get hit on by 10 guys, but if they get on that one guy they think is cute, they don't mind that. And the 9 guys are the devil. And now I look back and I'm like, Noma, oh my God, I was such an idiot. Because like I'm discounting the whole concept of preferences. Like,
Yeah.
what's stopping anybody from having preferences? Like, what? And then there's this whole whataboutery that we do, right? Like, we look at something that's very normal and we don't challenge it. Like, if we look at the fact about a few hundred years ago, slavery was a very normal thing. It was a very
Yeah.
accepted thing, and but that didn't make it right. And that's one direction that a lot of people don't go in. That normal is not right.
Right.
Right and
Correct.
Yeah.
wrong are usually constructs of majority wins. मतलब
Yeah.
हम सबको लगता है चिकन खाना चाहिए तो सही है, हमको लगता है कुत्ता खाना गलत है तो गलत है. मतलब it's literally like that. Like
Yeah. If you can pet him, then you can't
Yeah.
eat him.
yeah, ये क्या है मतलब like what the fuck, like you know me as a person, every day I go down and I feed my stray dogs and cats chicken and fish, but when I myself have to eat chicken and fish I'm like no, this is wrong, and I'm like wait, something's wrong, motherfucker. चिकन खाने के लिए कुत्ता पेट करने के लिए, but okay.
Um,
So, I
no,
mean, if
yeah,
you're
like
listening to this, if sheeples are listening to this, I
yeah,
really want to tell you that just because something is normal, just because something happens commonly, just because something happens in a group of friends, does
yeah.
not make
It
it right.
not at all.
And
Like never.
and it's your responsibility as a guy to speak out because women are speaking out, and that's
Mm-hmm.
brilliant. But that momentum cannot continue. There's a reason why Me Too died out is because men didn't join the conversation positively.
Exactly.
A
Exactly.
lot of men were defending. A lot of men were saying not all men, but तेरे को कौन blame कर रहा है? Who's
That's
telling
the
you?
part like I don't really understand that we people know that it's not all men, but just be like understand the frustration that people are going through and want to speak
And
about. Like
the annoying part about men's rights only comes in when women's rights are being spoken about. मतलब
Exactly.
360 more days ago, you're talking about like chain smokers and which club we're hitting and what guy is Bob bro. And then suddenly women's issues are being discussed. I'm like, dude, what about men's issues, man? Like,
mhm.
we also
Yeah.
get raped. I'm like, Etras
Yeah.
picture
That's
देखा is
fine.
not getting raped. Like, please.
Yeah,
What in movies में होता है, and even if it happens in real life, talk about it on a daily basis. Don't let that conversation come up only when we're talking about women. Okay,
yeah,
चलेगा, make a page, but don't make it a competition, ना. मतलब
Huh. Correct. It's
competition
not
क्यों है ये?
like we know men get raped, men get harassed. Like I completely agree, but that's a different conversation. Don't make it a
Yeah,
counter. We will
exactly.
not stop your fight. Don't be a hurdle in our fight.
yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
exactly.
And I think the day like people start realizing this and start working together on this matter, like both the sides need to understand that one is not better than the other. It's not like a competition we have, but we have to like work together and
Yeah,
improve this
is
whole
one.
situation and society and learn from what we've been doing. Like what we've been doing is not fine, and how can we improve and look into ourselves is the day, like, I think we'll take that first step
Definitely.
towards
Yeah,
improvement.
for sure.
It has to
And a
be
lot of
something.
people, yeah,
Yeah, a lot of people go on.
a lot of people keep telling me, both women and men, they're like, oh, feminism is a gray area. I'm like, no, it's not. It's really not. It's very simple. We've been oppressed for like so many years, and we're just fighting finally to have something that you already have.
Yes, exactly. And this is what I told this dude yesterday on a phone call, that I have no shame in saying that I identify as a feminist. I don't care if that means that it's not equalitarian. I don't care if that means the seesaw is on one side, because guess what? For the history, for the longest period of time, everyone's been biased towards men, and women got to feed off the scraps. If you
Yeah,
just give them 100 years of complete biasness, still doesn't fix it. I mean, look at the fact. So there is this dude called Osho who used to preach on spirituality. So he has a book
yeah,
called the Book of Woman, and he
right.
says that man inherently has always been jealous of the woman, because in the race for creativity, a man has nothing in comparison to a woman. A woman can create, right? मतलब
Hmm.
that's the epitome. उससे ऊपर जाता नहीं है creativity. So what
Right.
man has done throughout time is made sure that the women's energies are just diverted towards creation, because you make a woman pregnant, for the next 2 years, all she's going to do is divert her energy towards the child. She's going to give up her job.
Yeah,
She's going to give
yeah,
up her personal interest. She'll probably wear the same set of clothes and just do house chores and be dedicated to a woman. Well, you will go to work and come back and say खाने में क्या है? तो उस चीज में कुछ inherent flaw है, because as men our outlook
uh,
towards
yeah
women has been very specific. मतलब our roles, gender roles are so defined ना. मतलब my
yeah, yeah.
mom works, she works, but she'll come home and she cooks 2 meals a day too. That's unfair.
the
Why?
day we learn that no, it's like a partnership, and we have to do
Yeah,
these things together,
we have.
like equal parts, whether we are taking care of the child or whether we are cooking food. Like if your significant other, whoever that might be, is tired, like why can't you just get up and
Yeah,
take
do it
that extra
for
effort and
her or him.
do it
Yeah,
for her, him, whatever your preference might be. And again, like it just you need it's an equal relationship where you need to understand that you are as much in this relationship as the other person, and you can't just expect things to happen for you all the time.
yeah,
It,
yeah. I completely agree.
the one thing that I want to mention over here, which is going to be the elephant in the room, and if you're a guy, you're automatically going to giggle when I say the word porn, and pornography is a big problem.
I just giggled right
Right?
now.
Because men tickles for some reason. And I'll tell you why pornography is the problem, in my opinion. Again,
Yeah,
I'm not ashamed to say that till a few years ago, I was heavily addicted to pornography, but it's been 3 years now that I've gone clean. And the reason why I went clean is I read this piece on how pornography really promotes women being treated as objects. And I think for a lot of men who are coming of age, who are, let's say, 12, 13, 14, obviously making a girlfriend and having physical relations is very inaccessible. So pornography serves as a proxy. It becomes like
yeah,
your way out. So I mean, it's so sick. If you go to a pornography website, you actually have categories, and rape is one of the category. Men actually
Yeah.
have a fucking rape fantasy, and
yeah. It's
I,
extremely sad.
I'm usually the one to say that to each their own. But if you're one of that person, fuck you, man. No, 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 no. Just switch off. Don't, because
That's not the thing you need to promote at all. It's
not at all.
like
And
that one thing is
it's
just
just so
yeah.
messed up, because pornography gives it's one of, like, obviously women don't sit down men at 13 or 12 and tell them, hey, you know what, this is what women do, this is what women don't do, because women themselves are so muddled up. So for
Hmm.
advice,
Yeah,
young boys usually go to older boys or they go to pornography, and both are horrible teachers. And
The funny part here is both of like the older boys themselves have either been taught by like pornography or those
yeah,
the older
yeah,
ultimately
boys.
your rite of passage is pornography, and it's
Yeah.
such a messed up thing, because trust me, it has so many more demons inside of it.
Yeah.
Like, I know people who are in functional relationships but yet access pornography. I know people who are actually like addicted and who are in therapy to get out of that addiction. But it's such an easy hit of dopamine. It's so accessible, but at the same time, it gives you completely wrong idea. So if you think of a man delivering a pizza to a woman is going to lead to something, that's because
Yeah.
psychology and pornography have reinforced that idea in your head, and you need to break out
Yeah,
of that
yeah,
pattern.
yeah, yeah.
I think
Yeah.
people really need to understand like pornography isn't real. It's just all
Yeah,
fake and
the
yeah.
notion that they are putting out is extremely weird.
Yeah, मत
Yeah.
देखो यार, like seriously, it's messed up. Like again, like I'm saying it from the point of view that I was somebody who was. I mean, I have no shame in admitting it. But now when I look back, I just see how stupid my decisions were. If you're listening to this, you don't have to admit, but like you're obviously somebody who watches it. Just get out of it. Start watching something else. Start diverting your energies towards learning a musical instrument or another hobby, but just not pornography, man. If you have
Yeah.
doubts about women, um,
Ask
yeah,
like ask
Yeah.
women. Like
Just ask.
chill
yeah.
women. It's not half ridiculous. Like